Hold on tight. This is going to be a tricky one.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
Now we're watching and discussing every episode of the revived series. And quite frankly, it's about time. Hello, Ben.
What?
Hello, Ben.
Hello?
Puke, puke, puke. Absolutely not. If you had any more tawdry catchphrases, you could open up a tawdry catchphrase shop. Thinking it's cool to shit on a popular TV show.
It is cool. Bit mean.
I know, well, that's the Dream Lord for you. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yes, I'm all right. It's, at the time this goes out, it's nearly Christmas, which is weird because we're recording in mid-November. Our Christmas tree isn't even up yet.
No.
When are you planning to put it up?
The first weekend of December.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, by the time people are listening to this, it will be Christmas next week.
I want to buy a few more deckies.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you want? What's your grand artistic vision for this year? Because I know you always have one.
So for the last few years, it's been like colourful and like dual tones.
What tones? Dual
tones.
Dual tones.
Dual
Like
tones.
two tones.
Dual tones.
Dual
No.
as in...
Gemstones.
Oh, okay.
Dual.
Okay. I wasn't even aware of this, and it was in the house I lived in.
Yeah.
I just remember the video we made last year of us decorating the tree, and you having to go at me because I dropped it and stuff like that. Dropped the thing I was wrapping around it.
God.
You're such a diva.
No. I use both hands
Oh my
when
God.
I'm doing stuff.
Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently it's an autistic thing to only like to use one hand to do tasks. And I don't know why, but I just automatically have always done that, even though using a second hand would help. We were in the supermarket the other day, and I was trying to put something in the bag in our trolley, and I couldn't get it in, and I was just using one hand, and Ben just grabbed my other wrist and goes, Oh, look, what's this? You've got another hand. Oh, what was the other thing I wanted to tell listeners about? Made me laugh. The other night when you were cooking dinner, you were just about to dish up, and there was a knock at the door, and I went to answer it. It was like a cold calling salesperson trying to sell us milkman services via an app or something.
At 20 to 7 at night.
No, it was 20 to 8, wasn't it?
20 to 8 at night.
Yeah, and I'm terrible at saying no to people, so I was just going, oh, right, yes, and just sort of politely nodding, and it was going on, and Ben was dishing up, and he was banging and crashing plates, like to give the message, and then you just appeared behind me, and you just went, how do I describe that for listeners, like doing the gesture, like, no, you were like, we've got to wrap this up now, I'm just about to dish up tea, and the man was like, oh, I can come back later, and you went, no, don't come back again today, please.
He said to me, oh, it'll only take 2 minutes. I said, that's too long, I've dished up tea.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'll come back later. I said, no, absolutely not, you're not coming back later.
He goes, we're only in the area for today. And you were like, that's fine. I was like, sorry, bye.
Oh, I didn't hear him say that.
So, yeah, that was fun.
Well, no, it's a bit inappropriate to come at 20 to 8 at night.
I get it.
No, it's bad.
No, I get what you're saying, that it is inappropriate.
Been at work all day.
Yeah, I mean, cold calling is always a bit annoying, isn't it? Yeah. But, yeah, that was just our two very different approaches to that. Me, I'm like, I would rather just not answer the door. If I knew it was going to be that, I would just hide and pretend I'm not in. Anyway, life is ticking on.
Yeah.
And today, we've watched, I think is it episode 7?
It's episode something.
It's episode 7, Amy's Choice. What did you think?
It was all right.
Yeah?
It was okay.
It was okay. Considering a lot of episodes you come out of and you say, what a crock of shit, I guess it's not too bad then.
I was very close to saying that.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's very good. It's very different.
Who wrote it?
Simon Nye, who wrote Men Behaving Badly. And Is It Legal?
Oh.
I do like this one. It's unusual. And it's a character piece, really, isn't it? Literally, it's what it says on the tin. It's Amy's Choice. And you, partway through it, you very astutely said, well, it's all about Amy because it's the Doctor's world and it's Rory's world. And she's caught between them.
She's got to choose which world she wants to live in.
Yeah.
And then it was quite nice at the end where she realised that she could not live in a world without Rory. Because I don't think she realises how much that he adores her.
He does, yeah.
He would kiss the floor that she walks on.
Yeah.
Like, he would carry her across molten lava if he could just...
Yeah.
Did you know, fun fact about molten lava, that if people, when you see it in cartoons and things like that, people sink very quickly. No, you would literally hit a hard surface.
Okay.
It's more viscous than you think it is.
Okay. Fun facts about lava.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when Rory was dragging her up the stairs and every step he was going, oh, sorry, you were like, oh, he's very sweet.
He is. He's adorbs.
Yeah.
He is so sweet. He's like my third favourite companion.
Yeah. And I would say that Amy possibly doesn't deserve him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
She doesn't... She's classic. It's almost like roles reversed. Like, the way she's acting, normally, like, men would act that way. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to get my own last fling. I want to run away. And, like, I do love the fact that he said, turned to her, sometimes we've got to grow up, Amy. Yes, Amy, we fucking do. Like, when we're teenagers and children, like, we make mistakes and we learn from them and we idolise people as we grow up. And then when you meet your heroes, they turn out to be shit.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
Was Russell T Davies shit when you met him?
No, not when I met him. I made a tit of myself, but he wasn't shit. But no, I do agree. I've learned as I've got older not to put people on pedestals.
Oh yeah. We Stephen. When I first met Stephen, this was in 2016. He idolised a woman he called her the Queen.
Oh, let's not remind ourselves.
But you called her the Queen, Stephen.
Your listeners probably know who we're talking about.
And then 2020 came along.
Oh, it was before. It was kind of creeping in from around 2016 onwards, and it was one of those things that it was sort of. I remember when it started, and she liked a tweet that was like a transphobic tweet, and the papers went wild saying, "Oh, she's done this," and then her publicist was like, "It was a middle-aged moment. Her finger slipped. She didn't mean to like it."
Then unlike it then.
Yeah, and then now 8 years later,
she's like, "Oh, like
every single
like."
No, it's not every single fucking thing she tweets is something disgusting about trans people.
Can she not just tweet Happy Christmas?
Yeah, I can't believe how quickly really the mask came off. Whether she started off anyway. We talk about J.K. Rowling so many times on this podcast.
Yeah,
we all know she's awful. Anyway, back to Amy and Rory. When I watch them together, and especially like this kind of plot line, it reminds me very much of Gwen and Reese and Torchwood. You know how like we said she didn't deserve Reese because she was like, you know,
fucking Owen.
Well, yes, that.
Let's not beat him around the bush.
But you know, there's a very clear parallel in this episode, which is, so you remember in Torchwood when Reese died, he got stabbed by Billis. And then time reverted at the end. And it took him dying for Gwen to realise how much she loved him and how much she wanted to keep him safe and all that. And then, there's even a almost carbon copy of a line because Gwen is asking Jack to save Reese and he says he can't. And Gwen says, "Then what's the fucking point of you?" And Amy literally said this. She said, "Then what is the point of you?" Obviously, Doctor Who, she didn't say fucking. But yeah, it's very, very similar. But I do question, like, I get it, she needed that big moment, but like if it takes nearly losing someone to realise how much they mean to you, like, it's a bit sad, isn't it?
But she doesn't deserve him because she's a
what? Slut? I don't think she wants to have sex with the Doctor anymore. I think that was an in the moment thing, but I think she likes what he represents to her.
She's a mid-ilf. Mum, I don't like...
What?
I'm not very good. I was trying to make a jokey pokey bookie.
Anyway,
yeah,
I just think she likes what he represents to her and like a chance to escape from everything.
Yeah, but she also represents to her childhood.
Yeah, that as well.
And getting married is...
a big scary step.
Big scary step, and you're saying goodbye to who you were.
Yes.
Well, you shouldn't be thinking that. Because...
No, but it's one way of looking at it. I get that. So what were you thinking at the start of the episode when you just see them in the...
what a boring episode.
Sorry, but no. As soon as you saw Amy pregnant baking, you were like, "Oh, And then that translates to yawn.
Stephen, they did that for a little quick, ooh,
shock value.
and then it went plummeting back down to earth.
You're so hard to please.
Yes, I am.
If this episode had fucking Catherine Tate in it, you'd have been all over it.
Yes. Because she's better at delivering the lines.
My God. Donna's choice. Imagine if this had been Donna's choice instead.
Oh my God. I don't know! I can't do it.
Oh my God, yeah. Which one's the dream? I don't know! Anyway.
What happens to a baby born in the dream?
Well, nothing, because it's not real. It's not a real baby.
What happens if the baby's born in the dream?
Nothing! None of those people were real. Although actually maybe they were, because Rory said about that old man who used to slip him free toffees.
And Stephen,
yeah,
I'm going to put it out here for you just to tell you right now. Your brain can't make up faces.
No, but this wasn't a real dream.
Your brain cannot make up faces.
In the real world.
Your brain cannot make up faces. It cannot put it together.
Can I respond? That may be true in the real world, but these were dreams induced by psychic pollen, as we found out at the end.
But people still have a physiology.
When we were watching at the beginning, when she was sitting with the mixing bowl on her bump.
She can't eat that stuff.
Because it has raw eggs in it. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that bad for a pregnant woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have to have pasteurised eggs.
Yeah. But does it actually damage the baby? Or is it just...
It's potential... I think it's like parasites or like...
Oh, right. Okay.
Like, it can be not very good for the baby.
Yeah. Well, as it turned out, it didn't matter because it was a dream. But
what would happen to a baby that was born in the dream?
It wouldn't.
Imagine if... Stephen, imagine this would be hilarious. Like, she gave birth and then she woke up with the baby in her arms.
Right.
And I'm sorry. I am absolutely sorry. The TARDIS and them being alive in that weather, that coldness, I don't think.
Yes, it was a dream. That was how it turned out at the end.
That's how he worked it out?
Well, it was all part of it. Because, while they weren't sure, he was saying, well, sure, it's a big universe, it could happen. But by the end, he was like, oh, come on. That was never going to be true. And he worked out that they were both dreams. And I picked up something on this that I'd never noticed before. When the Dream Lord goes away at the end, he says, I hope you've enjoyed your little fictions. And he says fictions, plural, which is like a little hint that they were both fictions.
Oh.
Hadn't noticed that before. But yeah, shall we talk about the Dream Lord?
Dream Lord.
I think he's great.
Dobby!
A.K.A.
Dobby.
Toby Jones.
A.K.A.
Dobby.
The voice of Dobby.
Yeah. You said you thought he sounded like Tony Robinson.
He does. I think he's Northern.
Who?
Tony Robinson. I think he's Northern.
No, he's not. Sort of Cockney.
Is he?
Yeah.
Sounds Yorkshire Dales.
No, you've got no ear for accents. But yes, Dream Lord.
Yeah.
What do you think?
He's probably the best part of the episode.
Yeah, he's very good. I think he's very well written and very well performed.
Yeah.
Toby Jones is a very, oh my God, one of my catchphrases, very well respected actor, but he is.
It is one of your catchphrases.
I know.
Why couldn't you just say, he's a national treasure?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but he's...
This country needs some more national treasures. We're running out.
Yeah, but you can't just... Yeah. Anyway.
Who else is a national treasure? Pierce Brosnan?
Judi Dench.
Well, Judi Dench is in her 80s.
National treasure.
Judi Dench is in her 80s.
I know. Dawn French.
Yeah, I would say she's a national treasure.
Have you heard that story she told on Graham Norton about when she went for surgery?
Huh?
She got put under the anaesthetic, and when you're going under, you don't know what you're saying.
A bit woozy.
Yeah. Apparently, she was told after when she woke up that the last thing she said before she went to sleep was, "Look after me, I'm a national treasure."
You are, babes. What about Jennifer Saunders?
Maybe.
What about
you?
me?
Yeah. I think Ben's a national treasure.
Imagine if I won an OBE.
What's that saying? One man's
trash is another man's treasure.
You're a treasure to me, but some people...
Did you just call me junk?
Or trash, yeah. Anyway.
What about Pierce Brosnan?
No.
What about...
My mum would say he was.
What about Stanley Tucci?
He's not UK. He's not a national treasure, is he? He's American.
But he's a very good actor.
Yeah, but he's not a national treasure of this
Can
country.
we adopt him?
No, what? You and me just adopt him in this house?
No! With the UK adopt him.
Maybe.
Imagine if we had a person like ring us up saying, I would like a green card. Do you want to give me a green card?
Depends who it is. If it's like Shawn Mendes, then yeah, that's all right.
Oh, have you seen all this whole like...
about his sexuality?
Palaver. He's not even confirmed anything.
No, but he's made a big step.
I don't even think he's he might be pan.
There's two ways of looking at it, because people have been speculating for so long, and like it's been very invasive for him.
Oh.
Which is rude.
But to be surrounded by it all the time can make you think about it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's either being really honest and just opening up and saying, I'm still figuring it out, or he's doing it for publicity.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, pansexual
Yes.
means that you go by personality?
Yeah, you're attracted to all, regardless of gender or gender identity, I believe.
You're attracted to them physically?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I personally think that there's overlap in
probably.
like a lot of sexualities.
Yeah.
Like for a long time, I thought I was demisexual,
Oh, yeah.
and I probably am in some point.
Yeah.
I have to feel safe.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto all that. But yes, I want to gush more about the Dream Lord because I just think he's such a cool...
I like that he was different characters.
Yes.
And he faded in and
took
he
on
faded out.
different costumes and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, the Doctor was like, I know who he is. Well, he wasn't anything.
Yeah,
So
I know.
you knew it was yourself.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Or he had a strong suspicion.
That's sad. He said there's only one more person who hates...
There's no one in the universe who hates me as much as you do.
And basically you're saying you hate yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's sad, but I find that so relatable. I'm sure you find it relatable as well.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of viewers would find it relatable.
Like, I'm just trying my best.
We all are. And the sad thing is we all have a Dream Lord inside of us. That is why I think that character is so good, is because we can all relate to that little voice that's those gremlins that are like saying, ugh, picking at the bad things about you.
Yeah. And I agree with that. Like it took me a long time to feel good enough. I am my worst critic. Anywho. Do you remember the episode of Desperate Housewives when that man said to Lynette, "You've got to eat a whole pound,
the raw bacon.
pound of raw bacon"?
Yeah.
And she fucking did it.
Yeah.
Because that proves what? Lynette's the best character.
Okay. I want to rewatch it, but you never want to watch anything.
No. I'm weird. I think I'm a YouTube boy.
Yeah, oh my God. Do you know what really annoys me and I find bizarre? YouTube.
I think I got spoiled by an episode, by the way.
About what?
Doctor Who.
What?
There was this, like, stone creature woman.
A weeping angel?
No, it was different. Like, maybe she was made out of wood.
Right.
I don't know.
Presumably if you see anything Doctor Who related, you skip it.
When I realised it's Doctor Who, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I bet you'll watch it thinking, oh, this looks quite interesting, and then you realise it's Doctor Who and you go, bleh!
No, I'm like, the graphics are pretty fucking shit. There's
Anyway.
nothing one of those twee things off Instagram.
Anywho, yeah, so YouTube was designed in an age where the standard video layout was landscape, right? Computer screens, TV screens, it's all wider than it is tall.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when people started going on to smartphones, eventually there was this shift, like with things like TikTok and Instagram, then our videos being in portrait so that they can take up your whole screen and you can swipe and everything. But now Ben sits and puts YouTube on the TV and watches YouTube shorts, which are made in portrait mode, and he watches them on the TV. So they take up a little central column in the middle of the TV screen.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Watch them on your phone.
And then I watched like from Grey's Anatomy or Chicago PD, I think it is, MD, something like that. And I'm like, oh, this looks quite good. Now I'm thinking like I should watch Grey's Anatomy.
You won't, though.
I won't, because Grey's Anatomy feels really daunting.
Because there's a lot of it.
It's like 20 seasons long.
Yeah. I've restarted watching Gilmore Girls.
I know, you've showed it.
Yeah, I haven't told the podcast. I love it. I've seen it all through once, I think. including the reboot, but not
And then
reboot.
halfway through
the
with me.
continuation. Yeah, I've watched it halfway through with you because you can't finish things.
I love Luke.
I love Luke.
Luke could take me to the storeroom any day.
Yeah. Emily's the best character.
But the thing is, though, I do feel sorry for Emily.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Because Lorelai took Rory away and never gave a chance to be the grandmother that she wanted to be.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm guessing we should move back on to
Doctor
track.
Who. Did you say move back onto track?
Yeah.
I thought you could say move back onto trash.
I said track.
I think the Dream Lord's got some really funny lines. I liked when he said, I'd blush if I had a blood supply or a real face.
Is he the voice of Creature as well?
No.
Who's
Someone
the
else.
voice of Creature?
Simon McBurney.
Who's that?
Another well-respected actor.
Dobby dies.
I know. Spoilers. And what else when he says about Elizabeth I?
Yeah.
Well, she thought she was the first.
Didn't get that.
So he's saying the doctor loves a redhead to Amy.
Yeah.
He said, has he told you about Elizabeth I, i.e. he shagged her? And then as a joke, he's like, well, she thought she was the first. So he's banged other girls as well, is what he's saying.
Oh. The Doctor had sex with Elizabeth I?
Yeah, that was heavily implied in The End of Time. When he said he went to see Good Queen Bess, and he said, let me tell you, her nickname is no longer the Virgin Queen.
Oh.
And that bit when he says to Amy, you're the only girl in the universe to whom the Doctor tells everything. So what's his name? And you were like, checkmate.
Why do we not know his name?
Because he's a mystery. Shall we talk about the whole old people thing?
Ugh. The geriatric stampede.
It was a bit of a slow stampede, wasn't it?
Had Zimmer frames.
I know. I think
Did you see the one lifting up a Hoover? Not a Hoover.
Yeah,
a
vacuum
lawnmower.
cleaner. Oh, a lawnmower, yeah.
To break it. I was like, what's that going to fucking do?
Yeah.
It's going to cut their hedges for them.
But no, I think it's very funny. I think, you know how this whole thing is like, it's probably a dream and, you know, this scenario has been made up. I feel like he was trying to make it like almost like a parody of like your typical bog standard Doctor Who thing. Like, oh, it's old people that have been possessed by aliens helping them live longer and that whole thing where he was finishing their sentences about why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's bog standard Doctor Who. Like, he was saying, okay, plausible enough. Like, I like that. I think it's very funny. But also I'm a bit like, potentially a little bit insensitive, making old people a Doctor Who monster for like children watching it. But maybe that's just me.
Go up to Grandma. Open your mouth.
Yeah.
Will we ever see the face of Bo again?
No.
Oh yeah, because Jack's dead.
Is he?
Well, that's what you said, it's the face of Bo.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Not necessarily, but he's probably the face of Bo.
How did he evolve into that way?
Oh, we've talked about this so many times.
But you're right. Anyhow, what's your next on your list?
There's lots of opportunity of Rory's, or rather Arthur Darville's comedy in this episode. He's very funny.
Arthur Darville.
Is Rory. It always makes me hoot. I don't know why. When they're cold and, you know, they go up to the doctor and they're like, oh, it's freezing. Can we do something? And the doctor snaps and he's like, what does it matter if we're cold? And then he's like, sorry, down there. And then Amy goes off and Rory just glares at him and then passively aggressively zips up his jacket. Does this passive aggressive zip. That's very funny.
It's like giving the bird.
Yeah. And when he's trying to summon up the courage to hit the old lady, and then Amy's just like, whack her! She doesn't care.
Why does Arthur Darville not have a Welsh accent?
Because he's not Welsh.
A Scottish accent.
He's not Scottish.
But they live in Scotland.
No, they don't. They live in... Ledworth is an English village.
Upper Ledworth.
Yeah, Ledworth is also an English village.
Upper Ledworth.
Upper Ledworth is where they were in this episode. Ledworth is where they grew up.
He was wanted to be very sure that you knew it was Upper Ledworth.
What did you think about Rory's ponytail? So you were glad when he cut it off?
He is a very attractive young man, doesn't he, that? But then he cut it off for her, and it was like so sweet. He was like,
yeah.
Chook.
And she was like,
he gave it.
She was like, oh! She was like, oh!
And I turned to the screen like, Amy, why do you need to make that noise?
Yeah.
Hashtag, you don't. Oh, and the boy who cried wolf comes to mind with Amy this episode.
Oh, about the pregnancy, the giving birth.
Pretending to like...
She's like, oh, okay, it's not coming. This is my life now, and it just turned you white as a sheet. So don't you call it dull again.
Imagine if she does get pregnant.
Yeah.
Imagine if she is pregnant.
Right. And she doesn't know it.
She doesn't know it. And
Rory's the father.
Rory's the father.
Yeah.
And she's actually pregnant. And the doctor is like somewhat like he can sense it.
Mm.
And like and that's why it came out in his dream.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But it was all their dreams, wasn't it? It was all shared.
No, it wasn't. It was his dream. It was the doctor's dream.
Was it?
Because it didn't feed off their brains.
Oh, is that what you interpreted the end as?
Yeah. It didn't feed off their brains. It only
Right.
fed on his brains. And so the psychic pollen. What a fucking awful ending.
Anyway, carry on.
It basically fed off of only the doctor because it
Yeah.
had enough to feed off of.
But I thought he meant that the Dream Lord came from him because of him having enough darkness, but the actual scenarios could have come from all three of them. No.
Came from him.
Okay.
It came from like his world, Rory's world,
I can understand that.
and what he thinks Amy wants.
I don't know. I think the scenarios came from all three of them.
What was Amy's scenario?
It was all a mixture. It was all mixed together. Yeah, I do think this is a fun episode. Especially like at the beginning when it's all getting set up and they flick back and forth between the realities and they're sort of starting a sentence in one reality and then finishing it in the other one.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And then when just before the credits, the doctor's like, this is going to be a tricky one. And he's almost like looking to the camera. Like,
Give us a wink, doctor!
yeah. And yeah, the whole thing at the end where Amy realises that if Rory's not alive, she doesn't want this reality.
Yeah.
So she basically kills herself and the doctor.
But then I think she realised that he killed himself for her. Well, not killed himself, but he protected her, which thingy of her death.
Yeah, but she might have been wrong, and that might have been reality.
Yeah.
And he said his last words to her were, "Protect our baby."
Yeah.
And if she just goes and kills herself and their unborn child, that's throwing away his death in a way, isn't it?
But if the doctor didn't think so, then he wouldn't have gone through it.
He did it for her. He put the choice in her court.
But we didn't see any crack this episode.
Oh no, we didn't, did we?
Which is
There
weird.
might. I think there might. I don't remember seeing it, but I think there might be a brief glimpse of one. You know, when they're looking at the cold star on the scanner, there might be something in space that looks a bit like it,
Oh. They're chasing Amy.
just all over the universe,
It's like,
isn't it?
I need to feed off Amy.
Yeah.
Feed it.
But I want to know what you think about, Amy killing herself. I just find it a bit. It concerns me.
It doesn't concern me because it's a story. And B, it doesn't concern me because I believed her.
But I'm just thinking, what message does it send people, particularly children, if you're saying that if somebody you love dies, then
You
life
choose
is no longer worth living,
Yeah.
and that's not.
But that's how Amy felt. And if he had died in normal reality, I think she'd be fine.
Yeah. I get what she means. That she,
It was the catalyst that made her choose.
it made her realise how much he meant to her.
Yeah, and also that this isn't reality because it was too far gone.
Yeah. Also, it was supposed to be 5 years in the future, and they'd supposedly left the doctor and, set up their own life and everything. That's 5 years of memories. Like, if they were in that reality, surely they'd be able to remember stuff.
They probably do.
Like what?
They didn't go into the details, but they probably do.
What, so they remember why they left the doctor and everything that happened? I feel like it was all vague, and I think that was part of the fact that it was a dream. That they weren't dwelling on it, but it was kind of vague.
Yeah.
Hottie of the week.
Yeah.
The postman who got turned into dust.
Can't remember him.
Oh, he's cute. You only see him for a second. Yeah.
Steven's got an eye.
I do. I've got an eye in my mouth. Well.
Okay. On that note, this is an episode about dreams. Oh my god. And it ended up to be pollen. What a waste of an ending. Doctor Who can't do endings. It couldn't afford an alien listener.
No.
So they used little seeds.
I'm going to respond to that because the episode is not about what caused it. The episode is about what happened as a result of what happened.
These little seeds, they flew away. When did space have wind?
Doctor blew them.
Didn't.
He did. He went, and they blew out into the thing. So, in terms of ranking,
Yeah.
I think your favourite one so far was The Time of Angels.
Yeah.
And your least favourite so far, Vampires of Venice?
Yeah. Just feels like we're all over the shop at the moment.
Yeah.
There's no like commonality. There's no. It just feels like, oh, 1 minute we're in a dreamland. Next minute we're in a cave full of angels that are crumbling, and then
Yeah, that's Doctor Who for you. It's variety.
No, I think the overall arcs work better, and I understand the smile in the sky as the overall arc.
Right. So how many stars are you giving it?
2.
Puke.
Really? Every other episode, apart from Time of Angels, you've given 2 stars. I really like this episode. I think it's very unusual, but I do really enjoy it. I think it's going to be 4 stars. I think it's going to be squibbly dibbly.
Squibbly dibbly.
Nearly time to wrap up.
Yeah.
But before that,
Patreon.
shout outs, Patreon, shout outs. I was going to say, whose voice shall I do? But I think it's got to be the Dream Lord for today.
We do it a bit more better then.
I'll try. If you would like to support us on Patreon, you're going to be joining the spooky old not to be trusted ranks of Louisa, Philip, Northerly, Jason, Tom, Louis, Michael, Ferner, Heather, Benny, Caleb, Monica, Amber, Jess, Kaylee, Kieran, Jay, Owen, Natalie, Imogen, Sarah, Aaron, Jake, Janie, Elijah, Scott, Tony, and Nat. Okay, that wasn't my best. I swear I used to be able to do a good impression of him.
It's okay, babes. Don't worry about it.
We all have our off days. Now, that is it for this episode. Next week is Christmas, and Christmas falls on a Wednesday this year, which is our episode release day. So we will not be putting out an episode on Christmas Day, because you won't want to listen to us. You want to spend time with your families, presumably.
Yeah.
So we will be back in the new year with the next episode, which is called The Hungry Earth. Very interesting title.
I just thought of an earth that just opens up and it's just like...
Feed me, Steve. So we're back for The Hungry Earth in the new year. But if you're a patron, in a few days' time, you will be able to hear our special Christmas Patreon bonus episode, which is going to be a big Christmas quiz. So that's going to be fun. We're going to have a big quiz. There's going to be some extra bits and bobs in there, including...
Oh no.
I bought some custard.
Oh no.
We're going to buy some fish fingers.
Oh no.
And Ben is going to try it.
If I'm sick, I'd be so angry.
I don't think you will.
Ugh.
I've tried it and I liked it. So if I liked it, I'm sure you will.
Ugh, no.
Or at least tolerate it.
Stevie, you like cheese and I don't like cheese.
How true. Anyway, we shall see. So if you want to hear Ben's reaction to trying fish fingers and custard, you know where we are on Patreon. Merry Christmas, or whatever you celebrate at this time of year.
Merry Christmas.
We will be back in the new year. Until then,
stay cool, stay safe, stay fantastic.